Hello and good evening, Chanmei travelers from all around the world, and welcome to another episode of Genshin tonight. First of all, how are you guys doing? And I hope you have already just finished your supper or whatsoever. But tonight, we are going to continue this story quest, which will be featuring some bedtime stories that we are going to have here. And it felt like whatevs. But anyway, we are here at some sort of this forest, or as I would call this, because we're going to check on first the Higaturl on how is he feeling at this moment. But without further ado, Chanmei travelers, Genshin tonight starts right now. Now we begin with a little check on the Higaturl as we are here at the forest. Besides, we are here at the domain and we are going to go straight along with it. So the Higaturl must be here on this location. Oh, okay. Yeah, I spotted them. And I believe that they're just walking all over.
Looks like the same thing is happening over here too. The Higaturls are calm.
Well,
See,
if that is the moment.
still here.
I mean, the last time when we have this quest with Dainsleif, by the way, we had to deal with someone named Caribur, and who eventually was transformed into a Higaturl. If you get what am I saying, and I was like, "Aw," I felt so pity.
We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love.
And speaking of which, we also have another person involved. We also have another person involved that had to deal with such things that are I do not know how to describe, because it's been a while since the last time I did that quest.
Release your tears. You
Oh yeah,
no longer need to
Caribur.
Hold back your sorrow.
If I'm talking about Caribur. Yeah, because I think we also did that quest last time on Genshin tonight. Yeah, it is a voice. Okay, I obviously thought that we're going to do another fighting scale, another fighting scene, but we're just going to do some a little bit of checkup with the Higaturl. Oh, and there they are, spotted in another
Over there.
area.
It looks like they're sleeping.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly.
And it
Sleep
contains
well,
that
Father.
voice.
Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the Higaturls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
Well, excuse me. So at this moment, we're going to Amadaya. Sorry about that. I was just, practicing. But let's just go to that area to look for him. I think this might resemble to one of the areas where Tainari is like based at. If I'm talking about the Gondraville. Wait, I couldn't even memorize those long pronouncing names or whatsoever. We still have to, you know, catch up to that person. I think let's just make use of that, you know, bridge. Aw, there are no... It looks like we have no choice but to get ourselves across. Nice swimming there, Shao. Nice swimming. Hopefully you stay dry. And there he is, Amataya. Oh, I think that must be the same person as when we get to meet him, probably at the end of the TCG challenge quest. Really not sure though, but let's just listen to his side of the story.
Grandpa Amadea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
Huh? You know, the young guy from Vamara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea. Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. Aww. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
Well, I think this is too early to say, or let's not jump to conclusions for now. But what could we do now is that we have to go check on others of their other perspective.
You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
So yeah, since it is too early to say or to jump into conclusions, so we'll have to be open first and listen to others' perspective. So we'll be going first to Param. And there he is. Yeah, he's a merchant.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
So that's
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him, and apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
so a little bit of investigation time. Excuse me. So it seems that people must have forgotten about the missing person.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevata.
Oh.
No one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories.
Or we have returned to the point before the disappearance took place.
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing.
Or it could be this way.
This person only exists in people's memories. Maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Oh my. Or I think let's conclude that we have returned to the point before the disappearance took place, so they probably have no idea. So it could be either of this situation, or it must have people have already forgotten about the missing person.
Time travel is extremely difficult to
Yeah.
perform. The current situation probably has something to do with the disturbances in the ley lines.
Or it could be this way.
No, Baram
Oh.
still remembers him. He just forgot about the fact that this
Person went missing. I think this must be the case.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the leyline disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all. Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is. Good idea! That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
Well, guess what? Implant memories to the minds of the others.
Right!
Or make them remember at
Can we
least.
try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Wow. So, time does not pass within false memories. Scenes from false memories will not change, or false memories have been easily forgotten. Let's try
If
to
time
this
is allowed to pass
conclusion.
within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's
Oh.
original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
Let's try. Yep,
No
could be the
wonder!
case.
All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit. That must mean
Right.
time isn't passing. That's the tell of the
Oh.
fake memories. The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
Dainsliff had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once?
Based on what we have here and the highlight of this quest, it might be Dainsliff, but at the same time, it could be Amadaya. well, based on his memory, or and at the same time I also have no idea who Atosa is. So let's just try if it's Dainsleif. No,
That doesn't seem
that's
right.
not Dainsleif.
I need to think about this some more.
Or we could have Amadaya.
We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the
Amadia,
missing
rather,
villager.
sorry.
But it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission. No.
Oh,
that doesn't
so that
seem
could be
right.
Atosa then.
I need to
I
think
really need
about
to
this
pay
some
attention
more.
more to the story. So let's try.
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Oh, really? So this could be the case.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory. Yeah, that's where they'll be!
So right now we are going to the area where Atosa has once indicated. So basically we're at Atosa's memories. Based on what she described,
There's no rush.
and it felt like that, oh, if this is the place that we're talking about. So I think this must be the area. Isn't it? Oh, I think this must be the same area where we had a chat with Atosa. Could be, or I'm really not sure though. Based on the memory that we have just remembered.
You see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
It's actually them, Traveler and Paimon. Come on. We finally found him, but why does he look like this kind of familiar?
Oh, right! This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet!
Oh,
Friends?
right.
I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me.
Wow.
I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Wait a minute, Chanmei Travelers. So, could this be the person that we're looking for? 20 years of age, a male, and who's like I really kind of forget on I kind of really forget on what is this. So other kinds of descriptions. So we'll just leave it to that.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
If this could like fit into the description. So Is this Caribur Albury or
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate.
I think that must be him because this might be the person we're looking for, or it's Clother. Yeah, I forgot the name.
founder of the
Caribur
Abyss
is the
The
one.
man who broke the curse of immortality.
Caribur is the person that unfortunately turned into Hilichurl when we have that last quest with Dainslith, while Clother has, you know, something to do with the description. I think based on the description what Dainslith has described when we begin this quest. So that must be him.
No.
Oh,
And that doesn't
that's
seem
not.
right. I need to think about this some more.
So I think that's Caribur. Yeah, that is actually him.
Caribur Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. Aww. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
So what can you see on the screen right now, Chanmei Travelers, is a little bit of text. Yeah, it's a text of, I think this must be like the message of Caribur, or I'm really not so sure. If I have no idea how to translate this, but this seems to be like in other language, where we have no idea what's going on. So I'm really not sure if this is Caribur's letter, or I have no idea. And look at that paradise. Beautiful tree. And I think this must be the memory where Atosa had to, like, you know, say goodbye. So what are we going to do now is we're going to talk to Caribur, and later on we might be seeing Lumine in this process. So Caribur, can we have a talk?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all, as you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now the time has finally arrived.
Yeah. It could actually be. So what exactly is the Loom of Fate, and what really happened? Let's just get to his story.
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate. But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Loom of Fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction.
So-called
In
construction.
truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion.
Let me tell you
The
this.
person you see before you now is
This
nothing
is an
but a
absolute
remnant
pain.
of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate. As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories?
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
This feels like a painful moment.
Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well.
It
I
felt
just
like
wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life.
I have no idea. I understand that this is the quest from the last version update 4.7, and then if you're watching this again, and if you're doing this quest with me, just in case, please feel free to jot down on the comments on the chat box, either on YouTube or on Twitch, and feel free to share your opinions about what's with his story, the story of Caliber Albery, and based on his memory, and it felt like it's so. I have no idea if you guys can also feel this pain that we have on this story. Feel free to share. Feel free to share your thoughts. By the way.
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
I have no idea if you can hold back your tears while seeing this story. I mean, it's been a while since we already did this quest, and to some of you, you already did this quest, and then if you're seeing this once again, I'm really not sure if how could you like feel this kind of pain that we're facing.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me. I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
I couldn't like imagine if you, Caribert, had to risk your life just for the sake of the Loom of Fate.
He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you.
Was he like
and tell
talking
you to
about
take it away
Lumine?
from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
Dane never handed me in the eye.
That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Teyvat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved. You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory. After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the loom of fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
If you Janmei travelers can hear me crying right now, it felt like that Caribou.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
And guess who's there?
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation?
Janmei travelers, if you're watching this right now in either platforms, then well,
A chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
well, Janmei travelers, if you guys are watching this right now, either on YouTube or on Twitch, well, I really don't know if you felt this way. Well, if Kari Bear might have unfortunately have lost his life after when he's trying to like fight and to become like something called like the loom of fate. I have no idea to be exact and about what's happening, but and if you can actually remember about the last quest with Dainsleif, and then when Kari Bear has unfortunately turned into a Hilichurl, and then it felt like it's like a rushing of emotion that well, before we're going to continue, Janmei travelers, feel free to share your thoughts, okay, about this story. Feel free to share your thoughts, and I'll be happy to hear your opinions and your stance and your perspective. Or if you think that this can relate to you, please feel free as well to share. I have no idea about what's going on right now. and it felt like if you can see this title right now, whether on Twitch or on YouTube, the title is called A Bedtime of Emotions, so deriving from a bedtime story, but this time when we reached the point at this moment, it felt like that this is the bedtime of emotions. Well, because you can feel Caribert and his disappearance and his eventual passing and his memories. And then it felt like that this is a sad moment. If I could tell you this, Chanmei Travelers. And this is like a moment where the sibling travelers would be able to talk after what has happened. Well, the story hasn't finished yet, let's get that right. But at the end of the day, we could actually find out about what was happening around the world of Teyvat before we came to this world.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
Okay, so at this moment, it felt like when we're talking to your sibling, okay? So, yeah, of course I'm Ether, so I'm going to say this now, okay? What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate, and what exactly are you planning?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the Heavenly Principles awaken.
The Heavenly Principles are still asleep?
Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the Cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes, such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the Heavenly Principles, don't you?
You could say that. Just look at Caribert. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words.
Well, I have no idea. Let's continue.
Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me, well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
If I could actually remember the last time when we have this quest with Dainsleif, and if I can actually remember the mirror when when the traveler took his mirror and then felt like that, huh, is this Lumine? Or did we just switched? Or because that's kind of like a memory that we have been to like this forward. I mean, well, witnessing how Caribur was gone, well, I could actually like say that this is probably the most heartbreaking feeling
Still so
among the story,
sleepy.
in my opinion.
Paimon's head feels all fuzzy.
Sorry, let's just go with this.
Oh,
But
Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in.
okay.
Villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here.
Okay, so I'm going to continue this before we continue. So the moment when Caribur was like already gone, with Caribur gone, and in that kind of memory, it felt like that this is, for my opinion, the most emotional story that we had, in my opinion, in Genshin Tonight history. 2 years of my stream of Genshin Tonight on Chan TV, this is probably like the most emotional that I could, if you could, guys can hear me crying over that scene, and you might be like, okay.
Oh, and Dane came by just now? It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? What a score! Well, what happened after that?
there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is, and we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Well, here we go. Caribert may be gone, but the loom of fate... Caribert is gone, the loom of fate is... wait, how am I going to say this, okay? So here we go. Caribert may be gone, and the loom of fate has already been completed, and no one else will try to change the villagers' memories. So, if we could be like this optimistic that Caribert may be gone, but his memories and hearts will still be here.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
Alright, so at this moment, we'll be heading over to Atosa. Okay. Yeah. Atosa must be here. Okay, so we'll just... we're not going to take the map this time, but let's just... go on and meet her. Like... this way. It is, you know, pretty emotional, Chanmates, that Chanmate travelers, that about what happened to Caribert. Now that we have already get to know the truth, and we have already found out what happened. Oh, and Atosa is here. So here we go. Let's just listen to her perspective rather.
Hey Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Caribert now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. He always seemed to appear out of nowhere, and now he left just as quickly. If Caribert wants me to forget about the time we spent together, then I'm willing to try. I relied on him for a lot of things, but I'm sure with enough time, even the deepest of attachments can fade. Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye? You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay.
Well, you know what? This kind of reminds me of how am I going to put this? Well, without saying a word, and then one or two of my friends just left. If you guys have felt this way, I have no idea about what happened here.
It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear? A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
Okay. Before we continue, Chanmei Travelers, I just saw the message right now. Okay, so because I haven't seen that on my end, I was trying to look for it. But here we go. Hi, Cam. Greg, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. Hello. It's a shout out for you. And we also have Daneso Belai. Hi, and I also want to play. Well, of course, next time. But right now we're doing this quest and we're doing some storytelling. But anyways, on that time, maybe if I get to stream again and I'm already open to playing with you guys, then how's that? But aww. Well, if you could actually look at this picture, Chanmei Travelers, and this is like a conversation though. I think this is from a while ago where we have siblings, travelers Ether and Lumine, and alongside with them at the middle is Caribert, who unfortunately just left. And well, as again, to be optimistic here, Chanmei Travelers, he may have been gone, but at least his hearts will remain here. So yeah, this could be like at this optimistic moment. Okay, so yeah, I could actually say that this is so emotional. And Bedtime Story has just completed. You know what? This is so emotional that we could actually like felt this way. Okay. Welcome back to Genshin Tonight, Chanmei Travelers. Hello and good evening over there, and thank you so much for watching this show so far, whether on ChanTV17 YouTube channel or on Channel Chino 17 on Twitch channel. And as you can see, Chanmei Travelers, unfortunately, before the break, and we have already just finished the story quest, which we had to go with Caribert, and as I could say that this is one of the this is like the most emotional moment that we have on Genshin Tonight ever, in my opinion. Okay, but before the break here,
Those memories, so so dark.
Before the break here, we have just encountered a BSOD. So, unfortunately, I was supposed to transition to break, but a little bit of break so that we can transition to another story with Kirara, who is actually behind me at this moment. But then we are still here at Simulanka. But again, the BSOD just crippled the broadcast, and we're not able. So for those who are watching this on Twitch, unfortunately it has been cut off. But for those who are still watching here on YouTube, then I bet you're still doing fine, as if we're still here, and then we'll be on that same broadcast, and then we'll be continue with our storytelling from the world of Teyvat. So in this moment, Chanmei Travelers, Kirara is here, and we're going to go to her. And hi Kirara, what's up? And we'll be going to another wave of adventure. But first of all, because I have already done this story quest, I think I'm going to, if you can see there the commissions. Whoa, 93.7 of encounter point. Let's go. Wait, hang on. Yeah, 93.7 encounter points. Let's go. Okay. But I think because these characters have already finished with their, trial, but we'll be doing this later. Goride and company, and this is my Nilu. So far, she's now on level 60, and I'm going to transition her to level 70 and later offline, or when you see on the next when you see her next week, then she's already level 70, okay? But now, before we're going to do this, I'm going to collect this, but to claim the rewards at the Adventures Guild, we'll do that later, so that we can give way to this another story that we'll be having with Kirara. Now, without further ado, let's just go start the quest. We are back to Shao, and here we go.
So, are you all set? Ready to start investigating? Great! Then let's go!
Okay. So we are here with Kirara.
I've delivered packages all over, but I've never seen a mysterious fairy tale world like this before.
Oh, sorry. I wish I could just, walk. But,
Looks like nobody has gotten around to repairing this house yet. Ugh,
oh, right.
Even I wouldn't dare to sleep in there. It might suddenly collapse in on you.
It felt like that this house has been devastated, so... Yeah. Wait for me, Kirara! Wait for me! Wait for me.
Nothing to see here either. Maybe we can find someone to ask?
Okay. Oh, wait, where's she going?
Aha! Over there! I bet we'll find some people there. Let's go take a look.
Okay. Now, where should we go now? Sorry. Okay. So without further ado, let's just go with the story.
Uh-huh. I was sure there'd be people here.
Or it feels like that this is abandoned.
Who ruled
Oh.
over fate. Before she died, she left 3 riddles for the kingdom she had created.
Wow.
What? Who said that?
Is it from someone or...
Long story short, on this
Oh,
day,
no.
a sentient feline, an outlander, and a diminutive pixie arrived on the scene. They saw an
Holy
narrow
sugar.
path off to the side.
Okay, but which side?
Yeah, if you gave ambiguous instructions like that to a Comania Express courier, they'd give you the parcel right back and tell you to write
Oh.
the delivery address more clearly.
Despite how obvious
As
the
if.
answer was, the perplexed
Oh, so this is the
pixie,
narrator,
flummoxed
then.
feline struggled to work it out. Although, perhaps a small part of the blame could be attributed to my dull narration. Alright, let's try this again. The path on the left-hand side.
So, like,
seems
is
to
this
give
a
off
narrator or the riddle
enticing
maker,
fragrance,
or-
as if to say, this is the way to wealth and glory.
Whoa.
Ooh, that sounds like the start of a good story. Then what? Then what?
Okay. So, I think let's just explore the path ahead.
At the end of the path, the motley
Where are we
crew
going?
would soon spot a secret stone room. A prophecy had once foretold of a marquis who shall one day venture inside, and thus it is named the future marquis's abode to be.
Okay.
You like it? The future marquis's abode to be? Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Okay.
That was a little bit boastful.
Okay, a little bit of interruption, but I must have gone into a wrong
Before
quest.
you continue, I must warn you of the danger that lies ahead. For example, under no circumstances should you sit on the chair in the center. Otherwise, the consequences could be a bit embarrassing.
Okay. Okay. So, is this where we're going to explore the path? Or should we go for some adventure, or we do another story? Okay, Mr. Narrator, do you have any idea? Or do we have something to search on, or... Chat, I have no idea about what's going on, but I'm not so sure. Where should we go? Oh, okay.
So many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
Oh,
This realm knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait, new voices.
sorry.
Who are they?
This must be the table, but there's a paper that we have to read. Or something.
As golden sunlight fills the firmament, the tabletop engrosses your attent. Perhaps, perchance, peruse these pages thence. They surely represent
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling. Why isn't he reading the files on the desk? Hey, Boberano, maybe quit showing off and try using words he'll actually understand.
I can either rhyme like a bard, or I can curse like a sailor. And
No.
right now, Cape, you are seriously tempting me towards the latter.
No! No!
To remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Cabe, I just realized you said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhyme.
No! No!
Perhaps the Outlanders are worried that something drastic will happen the moment they remove it. Maybe that's why they're investigating the area thoroughly first. Can't fault them for that. I'm wondering if we can take advantage of this downtime to discuss whether we really need to keep this up.
Oh, if you guys don't want to put on a voice and speak in verse, be my guest. Just don't blame me for your own poetic incompetence.
No way.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cape.
Okay, so what are we going to do now is we're going to pull out the great clockwork. Hey! Oh, I thought that's, it's, key. So, 17 meters. Shall we, like, just, go? Oh, okay. I think this must be the one. So, pull hard.
Strong as stone, firm as steel. The Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
No.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander's mind. Attack! Attack! First weaken the structure, then seize the treasure.
Now that we have already just pulled out the key.
The Outlander takes a moment to wipe the sweat from their hands, then braces themselves as they grasp their sword. Only now are they ready to attack. Although a mallet would have made the job easier. Cape,
The Outlander's comrades urge him on. Keep up the attack. Don't give up halfway.
We didn't want to interrupt because listening to you guys argue is pretty entertaining. But seriously,
Yikes.
I'm not about to cheerlead for someone attacking an inanimate object. That's just embarrassing.
Cape, speaking of not giving up halfway, shouldn't that also apply to our performance as bards?
I wouldn't give him that much credit. He didn't give up halfway, he quit before it began! The attack now over! Only one final step remains!
Now it is the time to seize the key!
But alas, as was the case for all those who had come before, the key still did not move an inch. Wait, what? They got it
What?
out?
Yes! Finally! Come on, move
No.
at once! And your lights, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go!
Okay. So we're going to speak with the three. Oh, there they are. So let's just go.
Ah! Welcome, esteemed and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the three great clans of this realm, having been selected as its authorized historical supervisors.
Our purpose being to await the arrival of one such as yourselves, who shall remove the clockwork key.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and that's Bobarano, right? You've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing someone, though? The guy who led us here to begin with?
Who?
And thus was born the long-awaited fellowship, destined to uncover the truth of the past. Allow me to quote, if I may, in the history of Constellation Metropole, a new page has begun.
Him.
Well, there's no fourth person, so which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on. Like, where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our three clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the dragon of old. And unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say dragon of old...
He means a dragon that would be really, really old if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Anyway, so you've been waiting for someone to remove the key so you can finally explore the truth of the past?
Not just explore it, but argue incessantly about it. Honestly, I don't care that much. Cape's the one who's always bothering us about it.
What we need to figure out is who resolved the dragon crisis. We have to know that before we can decide which is the supreme clan.
The moment you removed the key from where it was lodged, you became the honorary Marquis. We humbly beseech you, noble Outlander. Noble Traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in Boots and the pale floating pixie.
Puss in Boots? Are you serious? It's better than demon feline, but still.
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it.
Call her
Most
Kirara.
cats don't wear boots or speak, do they?
Hey.
I'm not even a cat, I'm a Nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
Okay, stop
Please allow me to
disrespecting.
lead you all to a sacred memorial
Please.
site. It will be much
Stop
easier
disrespecting
to explain what
Kirara
needs to
here.
be done once we are there.
Kappei leads the party to the so-called... I have no idea.
This place is sacred to my clan.
Oh.
It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the dragon of old.
Oh.
After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift.
So they worked shifts while the poor dragon had to work around the clock.
So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second? Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
History, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. And isn't
The truth.
what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
Kappei's words gave the traveler food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world? But that would have to wait. Apparently, Kappei was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveler and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach them some manners.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, here we go.
Rest and rebuild!
Let's just,
Yeah! Ha!
A true display of heroism and valor. It was as if the spirits of my ancestors were fighting through me.
Here's a thought. Could be wrong, but maybe the Traveler Marquis is a lot more powerful than your ancestors.
Well, technically by saying that, aren't you implicitly acknowledging that my clan's history is, in fact, true?
okay. Okay.
Your martial prowess and show of courage are a more vivid reenactment of my ancestors' feats that suit the modern aesthetic.
Okay.
Now, let's get down to business. As we all know, time is but an illusion. Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind. But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
A teacher once asked Albizzi what his greatest fear was, and he replied, dragons. Boberano was asked the same question. He replied, time, and repeated the argument we just heard. The teacher then turned to Kappei and posed the same question. He replied, Boberano.
The manuscript that tells the truth of the historical record, the blueprint to all of creation, the work of the great mage themselves. It can be found at the beginning of the Girac, and on the very first page of the book.
Paimon didn't follow all that, but basically, you're just saying that we need to put the key in and turn it all the way back?
Exactly. It is said that in the beginning, the goddess of creation took the goddess of fate's manuscript as a blueprint, placed it under the goddess of prophecy's starry realm, and generated the world from a few magic arrays. So in a few moments, when the great clockwork key turns the local time here back to the very beginning, we will restore the magic arrays back to their original configurations.
Hold on, isn't stealing part of the blueprint of creation a little dangerous? Also, how are we supposed to know the original configurations of the magic arrays?
Well, the general shapes of the configurations have been passed down over the ages. They now form the family crests of each of our clans. So you'll just need to reference my family crest and join the dots accordingly.
So this must be like, you know, the curtains.
To address your other concern, when the house has already been built, do you really think that taking away the construction crew and blueprint will cause it to collapse?
The Traveler Marquis prepares to insert the great clockwork key into the nearby keyhole.
Allow me!
I guess we should start here?
Why don't you give it another try?
Oh, I see. So it must be like the shape of an inverted Z.
Those memories.
So let's just give it a try.
So dark.
Okay. And I think that must be it. We just got the treasure. Let's move on to the
Behold,
story.
the sacred writings that record the truth of... No, wait. That have shaped the truth of history. Gather round and let us bear witness.
So let's just read this manuscript. Brave Franco is, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, okay? Mounted a haystack, picked up the fork, and planted it tines down atop the mountain of grass. Behind him was a large, bright moon. He shouted out the names of everyone in the village. The village chief was first to be named, and so frightened that he wished to climb up the haystack and stop off Francois's mouth. Are you crazy? You're yelling so loudly the dragon might show up. You good for nothing. Have you not seen how the windmill everyone built that has been destroyed by the dragon? And here you are, wearing it if it will return, Francois really would have loved to kick him off the haystack, but held back given that the chief too was worried for the villagers' safety. Francois saw that nigh all the villagers had arrived, and so he cleared his throat. Dear neighbors and kin, think you still that we must endure this? No, of course not, but we cannot do anything about the dragon, said the grocer. Who says so? Did I not leap onto its neck from the windmill blades, stepping on it twice, and did it not fall down and flee? Perhaps everyone worked so hard to build the mill that was destroyed because everyone's emotions became let's just
Feast
skip.
your eyes, rejoice, and
Okay.
cheer, for this is the unquestionable truth. Look at the signature. Nobody is capable of forging that.
I don't believe it. So, all along, our histories have been false?
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow from his is true that ours are false.
That might be the most bogus logic I've ever heard. But keep up the mental gymnastics, Boberano. I've been waiting for that look of jealousy on your face my whole life, and I'm gonna savor it.
And yet, it seemed that this conundrum could indeed have more than one solution. Everyone agreed that there may be more than one truth. The party decided to visit the sacred sites of the other clans and see what their documents had to say.
Isn't a narrator supposed to remain detached and objective? It feels like you're forcing a narrative agenda on us here. Well, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it. The instructions say to repeat the process 3 times, and besides, I'm looking forward to watching you both be sorely disappointed.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
Oh wow.
We'll need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
If you don't mind, let's just go over to this top and see the castle from above. Or I think let's just go there to the mountain. I'm the king of the world. Wait, huh? Wait, take 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm the king of the world of the paradise. Well, let's give it up to that. Well, although we haven't finished this quest, but maybe let's just I'll just finish this offline, okay? Because this is like not this important compared to what we have other quests that we're doing. And I think because it's getting late already and we're supposed to be sleeping, and especially the fact if for those who are young people, young ones, Chanmei travelers, and you still have classes tomorrow, so I believe that you should sleep already, get some rest, and because this is going to be another day tomorrow of your school, okay? And wherever you are watching this on YouTube and on Twitch, well, thank you so much for watching at this moment, especially the fact that we have went to the moment where it is so emotional. If think about Calibur's story and eventual siblings conversation into the memories, and it's so touching at this point. And I could actually say that this is the most emotional moment that I have that we have witnessed, in my opinion, on Genshin Tonight history on Chan TV. Okay, so on Chan TV, Genshin Tonight history. So it's like, can you imagine this emotional moment that we have to go through, and especially the fact that we go with Kirara, and it's like something that we can go for that next adventure. We are still here at Simulanka, and unfortunately, yeah, you can see it's already nighttime. here, and you're supposed to be sleeping. But if wherever you are from around the world, and if it's morning or lunchtime, I hope at least you feel energized. Whatever you need to, whether if you had to start, whether if you start your day right, and as long as you feel safe and you feel energized of what you have in there. Probably Shao is going to. Yeah, see?
Those memories. So dark.
Okay. Are you done now, Shao? Well, good. Because that concludes this episode of Genshin Tonight. 2 years of continuing storytelling from the world of Teyvat as we explore and witness every story counts across 7 nations. This has been Chanoshino, your fellow traveler, saying thank you so much for watching, and in almost 1 hour and quarter, thanks for watching, and have a good night, Chanmei travelers.